Good afternoon, students. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, audible.
Still not audible?
Yes, ma'am, audible.
Am I audible, students? So let us start with today's class. In the last lecture, we studied about, started with the second chapter. So let us revise within few minutes. So we started with the structure of relational databases, where we have seen the structure where we are having a database. Within a database, we are having number of relations, and these relations are actual tables where we are having columns and rows. Then next we are having database. We studied about the database schema. So in order to represent the database structure, we are using a schema. So schema includes a table name and in brackets the column names which are available into my data into my table. So this schema, database schema, it means that we are giving the logical structure of our database. Then next we studied about the keys. So here four types of the keys we have seen, that is primary key, candidate key, super key and foreign key. Then next a schema diagram, wherever we can see how the database schema can be interrelated, where we are using the squares in order to represent a relation and interconnection between them, how the primary key of one relation is being referred by some another relation. So then we started with the relational query languages, where we have studied that there can be procedural and non-procedural query languages. So relational query languages, it means that the language which is used in order to access a data from a relational databases. So there are three languages. It means these are the languages which are acting as a model. These are theoretical languages: relational algebra, tuple relational calculus, and domain relational calculus. So we started with the relational algebra, and here also we have seen few of the operations. So we studied about, first initially we have seen this is a schema diagram. This is a database schema. Then we started with the relational operations. First we studied a select operation. Select operation, it means that we are passing some condition on a relation. So here this sigma sign is used to indicate a select operation, and to the base of that we are passing our condition. So condition can be given by some conditional operator, just like equivalent, then less than, greater than, not equal to, etc. So these conditions we can pass, or we can go for a connectives also. Connectives, it means that where we are combining two conditions together. So either conjunction we can use or disjunction we can use. So conjunction, where we go for ORing of the value, and disjunction, it means that where we go for a ANDing of the value. So for example, here if I am passing this condition, it means that A equal to B and D should be greater than 5. So these two conditions we are passing. So similarly, multiple connectives also we can use, and in bracket we are passing a complete relation. So complete relation is acting as input. To that we are passing a condition by sigma, by using a conditions, and these are passed by using a select operation that is shown by a sigma. Then next we studied about the project operation. So project operation, it means that out of all the columns, if you are willing to display only few of the columns, then we can. So project operation is shown by a big pi. So all these Greek letters are used. So big pi indicates a project operation. So out of complete relation attributes, if you wanted to display only few of them, then we can. Then next, after that, we studied about the union of two relations. So for union, we need to have the set compatibility, or we can say set. Here we are referring to a relation. So two relations must be union compatible. Union compatible, the set of attributes of one relation should be same as the set of some another relation. For example, R and S. If you wanted to perform the union, R should have the same number of attributes as that of the S. And second condition is that the respective data types of these attributes should be matching. That is, here if I'm having the alphabetical, then here also I should expect a alphabetical value. So these respective or corresponding attributes also should be of compatible type. So this is the union condition, and wherever we are going for the binary relation, the same rules get applied. It means if we perform set difference, the same rule get applied, that two relations must be set union compatible, and then only we can perform the operation. So set operation, it means that those elements of the R which are not available in S. Okay, so R minus S, it means that this subtracts those tuples from the S which are already there into the R. Okay, so this is a set difference. Then set intersection, which withdraws a common tuples or common records from the both the relations. So whatever these binary operations are there, each of these binary operations should be union compatible. Okay, the next, joining two relations. So this is a Cartesian product. Yes, this is a binary operation, but for this purpose we did not to have union relations to be union compatible. Yes, this is a binary operation, but whatever previous operations are there, so these are set operations, just like set intersection, set union, set difference, etc. And whatever Cartesian product is there, so this is irrelevant to the set, and that's why we can perform on any criteria the Cartesian product. The next, we can perform wherever we are having a common attribute names within the both relations, wherever we wanted to perform the Cartesian product, then we can take this by relation name dot attribute name. So in this way, we can differentiate between which attribute belongs to which relation. Okay, then next we can go for renaming a table. So here we can use a row symbol, Greek letter, which is used for the renaming. So here we can perform a renaming whenever we wanted to perform Cartesian product with the same relation. Then we cannot go for R dot R and R dot R. Okay. So in this case, if you wanted to perform Cartesian product of R with the R itself, then we cannot differentiate. In such cases, we can go for a rename operation. So E in brackets, E stands for the old relation name, and X stands for the new relation name. Okay, and row stands for the rename operation. So this is again a unary operation. Then next, composition of the relation operations. So here we can perform multiple operations also. So whenever we wanted to perform a Cartesian product is given by the multiply sign, so which will multiply two relations. So now we can perform multiple operations on given relations. Just like here, I am performing Cartesian product also, and I am performing a select operation also. So composition of operation, it means that we can combine. So whatever operations we have studied, that is a set difference, a select, project, then a set union, set intersection, etc. We can go for combination of multiple operations simultaneously. So here, this is a Cartesian product of R and S, and from that, we can go for choosing a few, or we can choose only few of the tuples by applying some conditions. So here we are applying Cartesian product as well as a select operation. So we can go for such multiple operations or multiple combinations of the operations. Okay, so last time we have seen few of the examples. Then next, so let us move to the much more important concept, that is a natural join. So joining two relations. So here, first let me tell you, natural join is very similar to the Cartesian product when there are no common attributes are there. Okay, wherever there are very less attributes are common. So here, if consider we wanted to perform, okay, before that, so let us go for a explanation. Okay, so this is my department relation, and then I'm having an instructor relation. In the instructor, I'm having ID, name of the instructor, then department name of the instructor, and then salary. Okay, so if consider, my request is that list those department building names where faculty are there with salary greater than 2 lakh. Okay, this is my requirement. So here, what I need list of those department building names. Okay, list those departments and building names where faculty are there with the salary greater than 2 lakh. Okay, so for this purpose, I may write a query that select. I need to display the building names and departments. Okay, so here I will use department name. Okay, then building. Okay, then from. Okay, I will skip the from part. Now where salary is greater than 2 lakh. Okay, instead of going for 5 zeros, I will use lakh as a unit. Don't use this unit because it is a numeric value. So, okay, I will correct this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is my condition. Now the question comes from department name, and yes, we wanted to take department name and building and salary greater than 20,000. So here it means that I need these two attributes. Building is attribute available in department relation because building here in the department relation it is available, and salary attribute is available into a where clause. It means I need a salary attribute, and for salary attribute I need a instructor relation also. So for this purpose we need to list two relations here, that department and instructor. Okay, so this is how this query is written. But now the problem comes here. Whenever we are writing two relation names, then I am having a common attribute name, that is department name and department name. Okay, which one we wanted to display. So let us understand first this concept. Whenever I am writing two relations as part of my query, okay, so this always performs a Cartesian product. Okay, this operation it performs. It means that every tuple of my department relation will be get mapped with the every other tuple of my instructor. Okay, so this is my output of right now query. So it means that here I can write that if one of the tuple is CSA department, first floor, and budget consider 20 lakh. Okay, this is first tuple. Then I'm having a mechanical department, which is on the second floor and which is having a budget as 20 lakh. Okay, so these two are the tuples from the department relation, and consider in the instructor, I'm having ID of the instructor as 1, name as SSK, then department consider CSE, and consider salary right now we need as a 2 lakh. So I will write here as a 2 lakh. Okay, so this is my one tuple and another tuple 1. Sorry, ID should be different, 2. Then I will write another SSK with mechanical department and salary 2 lakh. Okay, I want to skip this tuple in the output. So I will write here 20,000. Okay, so if consider we are performing a Cartesian product, it means that these two relations from the department relation will be get associated with every other tuple from my instructor. It means that this tuple will be get mapped with this tuple as well and this tuple as well. So this becomes my one tuple from one record from output, another record from the output, as well as this also becomes my part of my output. Okay, so these are the tuples. One mechanical faculty got associated with CSE department as well as mechanical department, and this faculty from the CSE get associated with CSE as well as mechanical. So this will be my complete tuple of my Cartesian product, and hence this will be my output of a given query, irrespective what I'm writing into a select. Right now, don't check for this department name. So this department name is from the instructor and this department name is from the department. So capital small, we can differentiate. So now whenever we are asking for the list those departments and building names where faculty are there with the salary greater than 2 lakh. So it means that first I need to find the faculty who is having a salary greater than 2 lakh. So this is the faculty who is having a salary greater than 2 lakh. The department of SSK is CSE and CSE is located first floor. Okay, so this building name, it means department name and building name. This is the expected output. But whenever we are passing this condition, salary greater than 22 lakh, or consider here I am writing 1,000, so that condition will satisfy. So at this point, only this tuple, okay, as we are going for the same tuple, sorry, here I will have a one extra 0. Yes, this tuple and this tuple same, one SSK CSE and one SSK CSE. Okay, so at this point, whenever we are checking for this condition in the Cartesian product, this tuple will also satisfy the condition and this tuple will also satisfy the condition. It means that here I am going for the department name, okay, and building name. So building name is a unique name, that's a unique column name, that's why I can differentiate it. This is from the department. So if consider, we decided that from where we should take this department name, either from the instructor or either from the department relation. Let us take that we have taken this name from the department relation. Okay, so if we are going for the department relation and department name and building, so then first initially I will get an output of this CSE FF. This is right, that CSE SSK faculty belongs to the CSE and CSE and FF. This is a right value for my current query. But this condition is also satisfied by this tuple of my output, and hence this value will be also displayed in my output. Okay, so this is the Cartesian product. Cartesian product will always make condition satisfied. Wherever there is a condition satisfied, this will always add the tuple to the output, and hence I will make second floor. This as also as output. But frankly speaking, there is no faculty into the mechanical department who is having salary greater than 2 lakh. It means this cannot be my output at this stage. It means right now the given query is insufficient to give me the expected output. So for this purpose, what I can perform? So instead of department, if we take a instructor department name, okay, instructor department name. So here it will display CSC, and here it will display first floor. For the first tuple, there is no problem. For the second, it will display CSC, but it will display a building name as SM, because condition is based on this tuple. So this is a wrong information which is getting displayed. It means that again in this form also query is insufficient to give me the output. So what condition we need to check? We need to check with the CSC and the instructor or department name, and department or department name is equal. If this is the case, then I can display that yes, this is the expected output. If this CSC and this mechanical is not matching, it means that this cannot be my output. This cannot be a part of my output. Again, here I'm not satisfying the condition of where clause and also not satisfying this condition of where clause. It means that these two tuples will be qualified at the first condition. At the first condition, these two will be qualified as an output, but this is insufficient. So what I will add the condition, and department dot department name must be equal to instructor dot department name. Okay, this is how we can add the condition. So wherever I'm checking this condition, CSC and CSC equivalence, it means that this is a part of my output. Both the conditions are satisfied. Then this tuple qualifies for the output. When it comes to the second tuple, first condition is satisfied, but second condition is not satisfied. And because of which this will not be a part of my output. Okay, so here we wanted to place equivalence condition on the common attributes. ओके, अशा केसेसमध्ये आपण आपल्याला अशी म्हणजे कॉमन जे अट्रिब्यूट्स आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये इक्वलन्सची कंडिशन टाकायची. And for this purpose, we need to study a natural join. Okay, right now there is only single, म्हणजे ह्या दोघांमध्ये फक्त single attribute is common. It might happen that wherever I am going for the complicated structure, I may have two columns or two attributes in common, three attributes in common. So each time I cannot write this condition. Okay, instead of that, we are having another facility, that is a natural join. What natural join will do? Whenever we are performing the joining of two relations, here a joining operation is definitely a Cartesian product. So if we write a natural join here, we need not to write this condition. Okay, equivalence of our common attributes. So natural join, wherever there are attributes are matching, it always checks for the equivalence of values. The natural join joins two relations based on the equivalence of their attributes. Whatever attribute names same are there, it will check for the equivalence, and then only it qualifies that tuple to be as a part of output. And whatever the attribute is common, it will keep a single instance of that tuple, a single instance of that attribute. So it means that here let us see about the natural join. Let R and ES be relations on schema R and ES respectively. The natural join of relations R and ES is a relation on schema R union ES obtained as follows. So consider each pair of tuples TR from R and TS from the ES. If TR and TS have the same value on each of the attributes, okay, So here same value, just like here, this is one tuple and this is one tuple. So this is TR and this is TS. Okay. So I will separate this. Okay, this is my TR and this is my TS. So we are having the matching attributes. Okay, same values on the attributes. Attributes in R intersection yes. R intersection yes, it means that this is my R and this is my yes. Intersection of these attributes will give me only department name. So department name, it means that this is a common attribute in both the relations R and yes. So R and yes, add a tuple T to the result where T has the same value as TR on the R and T has the same value as TS on the yes. So it means that wherever there is a matching value, then only it will add to the tuple. It means that result of natural join will be only this much. Wherever I am having CSE and CSE matching and mechanical as a matching. Wherever CSE and mechanical mismatch is there, it will not go for the accepting the tuple. That is department. So this relation I am considering as R. And this relation I'm considering as yes. Then R intersection yes. When it comes to the attributes, department name is available in department as well as in here. Building is not available here. Budget is not available here. And there is no other tuple in the department. It means that ID, name and salary will not be a part of my department. So matching the common attribute between these two as an intersection will only give me the department name. And it checks whether there is a same value on each of the attributes. Okay, right now we are having only single attribute in common. So if there are multiple, then I should have a matching value for every of the tuples. For example, here, if I'm having budget and if I'm having a HOD name, okay, what is a HOD name? And in consider here the supervisor, okay. So HOD name is unique and it is mandatory. So it means that HOD name exists as a unique key. So as a HOD name, this will be referred as a supervisor here. So here, if I'm having, okay, in order to sort the confusion, I will use this. Right now, there are two attributes common in both the relations. Then it will check whether department name is matching as well as HOD name is also same. Okay, both should be matching. म्हणजे ह्याच्यामध्ये or नाहीये हे. This condition is and for the equivalence. If TR and TS have the same value on each of the attributes in R union, R intersection yes, add a tuple T to the result where T have same values as TR on the R and T has the same values as TR on the yes. Okay, so it means that in the output I will have department name, ID name, salary and building and budget, and HOD name and department name will be only for the single time. Okay, so this is the natural join. So let us go for the example here. So this is an example, natural join example. So right now I'm having only B attribute as a common between these two. Okay, so natural join is given by this dumbbell shape sign indicating R natural join yes is there. So if I'm having the attributes of R as A, B, C, D and attributes of yes as B, D, E, then here in order to perform the natural join, right now we are having B and D as a common attribute between the both. Okay, so this will check the condition whether R dot B equal to yes dot B and R dot D equal to yes dot D, and then only it will perform the natural join. So here we can see 1 alpha, 1A is there. So this is not qualified. Then, sorry, 1A the first tuple, 1A first tuple matching. 2A, 2A not available, 2A not available, 2A not available, and not available. So this tuple will not be qualified for the next. Then B, 4B, 4 is not a part of this. 1A already available. 2B, 2B, yes, here 2B is available. So here we can see the values of B and D. Only 1A and 2B qualified the required conditions. So here we can see 1A, and 2B. Only these possible conditions only give me the natural join operation result. Please have view on this. Please check this relation and let me know if you have understood or not. Okay, so this is regarding the natural join operation. So up to now, many operations we have learned. So selection is given by a sigma, which is used in order to, okay, I will maximize this slide. So selection, it means that this is used in order to filter some records by applying some condition. So condition can be include a conditional operator, just like equivalence, less than, greater than, etc. And also a relation name. Okay, the next operation we have studied is a projection. So projection is used in order to select only few of the attributes into the output. So this output specifies attributes from all the rows of the input relation and remove duplicate tuples from the output. Then next we studied about the Cartesian product, that is instructor and department relation we have seen. Within that, a Cartesian product output pairs of the rows from from two input relations that have the same value on the attributes that have the same name. The next union operation we have seen. So union, two relations input, and then the union, it means that we are combining the two relations and removing the duplicates. Set difference operation. If I am having R minus S, then we can go for removing those tuples from the R which are available into a S. And then we studied a natural join operation. So natural join operation, so this is used in order to combine two relations with whenever we wanted to go for some equivalence conditions. So can you doubt in these operations? So let us have some example for this. So natural join is also having some variations. Okay. First is left. Sorry, not natural join. It is actually outer join. Outer join, it means that this is exactly reverse with the natural join, same as compared to the Cartesian product. Here, this also performs joining of two relations, but it is having some variations. Left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join. Okay, so let us see what is meant by a left outer join. So here we are having a consider that relation R is there and relation S. Okay, these two relations we wanted to perform a natural join. Okay, so I will copy this symbol. Okay, so here only we are taking those tuples which are common in R and S. Okay, so but if consider I wanted to list those tuples of R, okay, those tuples of R which are not matching with the S. Okay, so here whenever we are performing the natural join, this becomes my left relation and this becomes my right relation. So left outer join, it means that wherever there is a result of natural join is there, natural join only gives me a matching rows of the pairs. Okay, wherever there is a matching, only those relations are given me as an output. So, but when it comes to the outer join, so outer join works extra as compared to the natural join. So what natural join does, in case of left outer join, wherever we are considering a left relation, in addition to these tuples of my natural join output, this will also combine with the tuples of remaining R tuples. Okay, म्हणजे या व्यतिरिक्त हे काय करतं की माझ्या आहे त्या रिझल्ट मध्ये लेफ्ट रिलेशनचे उरलेले टपल सुद्धा ऍड करतं. It means whenever we are going for this relation output, so here I am having beta 2 gamma A. This is not matching with the any of the tuple from the yes relation. So what it will do, this will take beta to gamma A as A, B, C, D as part of this, and wherever E is there, for the E, it doesn't have a value. So it will simply put a null here. Okay. So instead of this, I will take a simple example. Okay, let us carry out a relation. R is there. So in the relation R, so this stands for the complete relation. In the relation, consider that I'm having two attributes A and B. Okay, main attribute A is there. What if I draw a table? So if consider here, we wanted to perform a natural join between these two. So right now we are having B and C matching and B and C matching. So I will change some values, like here I will take A11, B22, CC, BB, D. Okay. So now if consider that we wanted to perform this is my first relation and this is my second relation, and we wanted to perform natural join of these two. So natural join, it means that to that a single record will be get added. So only after, okay, before I will add this one. So this is my A. So now 1122, C33. Okay, initially I will not have any values into my relation. So Cartesian, this one, that output of my natural join will be these four columns will be there. This is my R relation and this is my yes relation. So I wanted to perform natural join between these two, R and yes. So right now we are having two columns into the common, B and C. So it will always check B equivalence plus C equivalence of both the relations. So 1 and A matching. So R A and yes A matching. C also matching. It means that this tuple qualifies my output. So 1A 11. Then D, equivalent value of D is 1. So here I will place this as a 1. Then next 2B 22. B 22. This is matching. So here I will add this 2B 22. Then equivalent value of D is 2. Now here 3C 33. C and C not matching. So C anywhere is not matching, not only here, but C anywhere is not matching. Whenever we are performing the comparison, we should perform comparison of this tuple with the every other tuple of my relation. So A I found matching at this point only, B I found matching at this point only, and that's why we added these two. Now when it comes to the C, C cannot be found anywhere. It means C cannot be my part of output. Now B, B22 is there. So here I found my matching. So again, I will put this here, that value of A is 4, B 22, and the equivalent value of D is 4. Okay, so here we will write up 4. Then next D cannot be found matching anywhere. So that's why we will skip the D. So this is my output of a natural join. So the outer join, it means that in addition to this output of our natural join, it also allows the left outer relation, left or right relations to add the output. So first the variation is left outer join. This is my left relation R. So what it will do, whatever the remaining tuples, this C, this D, these are the tuples where I cannot find the matching for the equivalent tuples. So in that case, left outer, it means that whatever the remaining tuples of my left relation are there, these will be get added as it is. So I will add this. So these are the values for the A, B, C. So A, B, C, this will get a value. The next, this is a value for the 5, D and 11. So this value also, I cannot find a matching. So again, we perform a matching. So now, after that, D, for the D, I don't have an equivalent value. So it will add a null here. Okay. Now this output, now every other tuple of this relation has been covered. Okay, C, we cannot find the matching, and for the D also, we cannot find the matching. So these will be added in the output, and wherever the columns or attributes from the another relation is there, for that it will put a null value. So this is the output of my left outer join. So now, based on this, can you guess what can be the right outer join? Here we are considering a left relation in case of left outer join. So any idea what can be the output of our right outer join? Yes, I'm open for the questions. Question is open for everyone. Anybody willing to answer? Okay. So the obvious meaning, if we are considering the left relation in the left outer join, in the right outer join, we consider our right relation. So this is my left relation as the input, and this S is my relation, which is a right relation. So okay. So whatever the output of natural join is there, so that will be chosen as it is. So this will be my output wherever matching will be there. And then it will add the remaining tuples from the right relation. Okay, so I'm having value for the D, B, and C. For these two, we got a matching. So there is no point in discussing this. Now, when it comes to the 3CC and 33, so it will add the value CC 33 and D's value is 3 for this. Done. And for the attributes of the left relation, it will add the null value. Similarly, here also, it will add the null value. Then we can add the CB 22 and 4. CB 22 and 4. Now again, we wanted to add one more record. Why it is not showing me to? So it is not adding the record. A row below. Okay, so you can understand that here below this we will have a ed 11 5 and here a null value. Okay, so this is regarding a right outer join. So any guess for the full outer join? Okay, right now taken the question, why we have not taken all combination of 2 comma b, as they have all taken combinations of 1a. 2b is available here, 1a is available here. So 1a matching. Anywhere I cannot see the 1a matching. Or have we got some?
Ma'am, this question was asked for natural join.
Okay, let me check. 1a, yes, we are first combination 1a, 1a, then 1a here. Okay, so there are two tuples in the first relation and there are two tuples in the second relation, R and S. Okay, so it means that total we should have 4 combinations of 1a into the output and it is available. See, the first relation, let us take this as a first record, alpha 1, alpha A. 1A matching. So here we got alpha 1, alpha A and alpha. The first matching record. Okay. Then 1A is matching at this point also. Okay. So it means that along with this, I should have a gamma combination. So here I can see the gamma combination. Then next, we are having 1A at this point and 1A at this point with the one alpha combination and gamma. So here we are having alpha and gamma combination. Alpha and gamma combination with alpha and alpha and gamma combination with the gamma. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, got it.
2B is only single instance here as well as here. ते म्हणजे 2B एका बाजूला जरी रिपीट झाला असतं तरी मग 2 तरी कॉम्बिनेशन्स आलेच असते. जसे की ह्या 1A मध्ये इथं 2 आहेत आणि इथं 2 आहेत. मग मल्टिप्लाय केलं की मला 4 कॉम्बिनेशन्स मिळतात. तसं 2B चं एक कॉम्बिनेशन हियर अँड 1 कॉम्बिनेशन हियर अँड बिकॉज ऑफ विच आय गॉट ओनली सिंगल कॉम्बिनेशन. समजा याच्यात एकच असलं असतं आणि इथं जर 2 असले असते तर this will be get mapped with this as well as with this. मग माझे दोन आउटपुट मध्ये आले असतात. Okay. Okay, I will stop at this point now. So if you are having the query, you can write into the chat window. So for the 5 minutes, please don't leave the class. Let me take the attendance.